Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Valley Fight News, and I'm here today with the man himself, DiAngelo Williams. He is a new prospect coming out of the LA area, recently fought at the Royal Combat MMA card. And when I got to speak to you, man, I was just so bewildered by your story. I mean, you dropped 50 pounds to get to that fight.
Yes,
You
sir.
had almost 2 years of just not fighting, and then you go into this fight against Michael Pascal, who's a guy that's getting MMA work. I feel pretty constantly looking at his record, and
Yeah,
you just had a great performance. It seemed
yeah,
all cylinders were clicking. I mean, down to the stand up, the it went to the ground for a little bit, but you were just clicking on all cylinders, man. So as a little bit of an intro to the fight fans that did get to see that Royal Combat video, tell us
yeah.
about what you were feeling. Because I mean, I feel like that post fight interview really didn't do you justice, man. Because you were radiating with energy once you
Yeah.
got that victory.
I haven't fought for like 2 to 3 years, so it was like, I was nervous, but it's not like I haven't been there before. I had like a few boxing amateur fights. And it's just, I was like, all right, let's just stay cool, stay calm. I was nervous, of course, which is a good thing. But in the back, leading up in the locker room, it was just very like nervous. And my coach was like, just stay calm, D. We've been here. We do this every day. You've trained hard for this. Remember the one more important thing, just have fun. I'm like, okay. So when they called her name and we walked up, as soon as I got in that cage, I was like, nah, I'm built for this. Nah, let's do it. Let's do it. And it was a fun moment during in the cage. I can tell that Michael, I think he was like a little bit nervous as well. So I kind of like probably used that a little bit to my advantage. I just stayed cool and calm when he had me, I guess, against the cage. Like I just stay cool, stay calm, stay composed. Realized I wasn't really in any danger when it came to like the wall work or the cage work. Fought for underhooks, circled in and out, and I just landed my shots. I really don't brawl like people think like I'm a brawler per se. I'm more of like a technical striker. I like to say, for a big dude, like if I have you hurt, I'm not just gonna throw any kind of punch. I'm gonna find that right one to put you down, kind of thing. Like I'm very technical and fast for a big boy, I guess. So
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it took a lot of work to get there, even down to what you were explaining beforehand. I mean, you had the whole situation with you having to sleep on other people's couches, and then of
man,
course you building the great relationship with your people out of Systems Training Center. So just go into that a little bit more, because I know that COVID pandemic, it hit a lot of people hard. So
yeah,
I
it
was
did.
kind of putting two and two together. I was kind of saying maybe the COVID pandemic had hit you a little bit harder than what you had wanted, or take us through exactly what was happening and how now
Yeah,
it seems everything's kind of starting to brighten up for DiAngelo. I mean, you got this fight under your belt. I seemed after
yeah,
that fight, you're ready to go for another one, and it seems
man, I'm
everything's
ready.
found the up, man.
So, I mean, COVID didn't hit me as hard. It's funny because all that stuff hit me after COVID when everything was dying down. So my house burned down, and I was living with my mom, my dad, and my house burned down. So I was like, oh shoot, I have to find a place to stay. I have nowhere where else to stay. My sister offered me a place, but being a son, I rather like her apartment is small, so I was like, I can't do that to my parents. I rather them have that space, and I just like toughen it up and go through it. During that time, I first I slept at my coach's house for 2 weeks. Then I went to a friend's house, slept for another 2 weeks. Then after that, I overstayed welcome, so I felt like I was obligated to do something. I lost my job also, so that's another thing that happened in my life. I lost a lot of people too during that time, friends that I thought had my back, but unfortunately didn't. And so I was like in a big rut, and I started gaining weight. I started eating and like being depressed, and I couldn't even go to the gym. That's the other thing. I was like, damn, I lost everything, and I can't even go to something that I love to do. So when that happened, I was like, okay, I need to get shit together. I need to not be weak per se. I just like no, I can't be weak like this. So I got my shit together. I got a job at, I think, I work at Panera now, and I do like privates, and I sometimes help out around the gym. So that translates really good. Then systems, my team brung me back. Like they were like, D, fight. Like we're here for you. We're gonna help you and all that kind of stuff. So that showed me where like where the real people are in my life. So when they were like, they were pushing me every day in training, and it's, it sucked every day. I ain't gonna lie. I was like 260 pounds and freaking like rolling with guys that are like, I guess, faster than me, bigger than me, stronger than me. And it sucked. There was days I threw up, days I cried, days I was like, man, screw this stuff. But I pushed through, I persevered, and my coach always told me, he was like, how much you want to bet I know you're gonna win your next fight? I'm like, what do you mean by that? He was like, you're the one that's suffering most in training, and you dropped 50 pounds for this. You're ready. Then leading to that fight, and after, that's where you saw all that emotion and all the stuff that I lost come into play. Like, I hugged my coach for a long time after that, and like I had a big turnout of a big crowd come. I bet it was like, what, 40 people that came to see me. Like, in
Yeah, it
this,
was
yeah, it
a
was
lot
a
of people.
lot of people that came to see me. A lot of people counted me out for that fight too. I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, the white dude gonna watch me" or something like that. Oh, I got the Viking dude for this dude, and I just stay calm, did what I did best.
Yeah, I definitely heard a little bit of rumblings too, because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, this guy Pascal, he's got that experience. He's been in the ring, and you had obviously had a little bit of rest on you." But I was definitely very interested to see the matchup because I had never watched Pascal fight, and I'd obviously never got the opportunity to watch you fight. But
Yeah,
just getting to speak to Mark Reels outside of the building, he was telling me some of your story, man. He was just saying, "Yeah, we got this guy D. He's gonna be fighting on the card. He's got a great story, man.
my
You should talk
boy.
to him after." And
Yeah,
I was like, okay, cool. So I kept your name in my head, and then watching the fights, you eventually had that crazy knockout.
yeah,
You get up on the octagon, and you were just. It was so much energy, and it was a great atmosphere, man. Every one of your people from Systems Training Center was yelling. That's like one of my favorite videos I've ever captured. I just hope you
Wh-
know that it's one of my
which one was
favorite
it?
videos. Your post fight, man. You
Oh,
getting
that
up on
one.
top of the cage and me
Yeah,
recording the crowd because that crowd reaction. That's what I love about MMA. Seeing people get together and really get together for someone and show that love and appreciation that they have because it obviously showed through that night because you had so as
yeah,
we were
pretty
saying
much.
earlier so many people. I mean that whole back row was all Systems Training Center people in support of D, and they obviously got some killers over there too in the not only in the grappling department like how you were mentioning earlier, but they got Raphael Monster, your guys' coach over there from Muay Thai. He's
Yeah,
definitely a killer. And then you guys obviously got Mark Highlight Reels. He's my guy.
boy.
He's
That's my boy.
definitely really cool dude. And he was the one that put me onto you. So I definitely got to give him his shout outs. But enough about the Royal Combat card, man. After I was talking to you then, you said that you were ready for another one. Were you by
I am.
chance in the process of getting a fight, or were you looking at any cards maybe coming up? What's the next move for DiAngelo?
So I was hearing that Up Next was gonna have one in July. So I was thinking about trying to get onto that one. I heard some news that it might be only, you know how they usually do pro/amateur.
Yeah,
I think they're only leaning towards pro for that one. So we're just keeping my options open. We sent my stuff to Spar Star and every different promotion. So I had no good news yet, but I'm staying ready. Just I'm still on weight too. I didn't blow up after my fight. I told the interviewer I'm gonna get some tacos. I got some tacos, quesadillas after, but that was about it. Got right back on the horse, and right now I weigh about like what 210 still. At the fight I was like 208. So I mean we're staying ready. Like I'm not blowing back up again. Like this is it. I'm here to stay, and like people are gonna know my name for sure this year.
do you feel very comfortable at that 205 weight? Would you say that's something that you're planning to stay around, or hopefully if you eventually go to that pro level, is 205 going to kind of be that money spot for you?
Maybe, but we're itching more to like 185. I think we're gonna try to make the transition to 185, but I think first we're gonna get my feet wet at 205, 200. Get some more fights in, and just see where the weight goes from there.
It definitely seems that you were very fluid at 205, like how you were saying earlier. You
Yeah,
seemed that a lot of your combos were just connecting, and you did not seem at all like you had to drop 50 pounds. That's why it was so shocking to me when I heard
yeah,
after that you had to drop 50 pounds. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy dropped 50 pounds for this fight, and he was that fluid. He was moving that well on his feet. So I obviously got to give you your kudos for that, because that's insane to me. A lot of guys
Yeah,
lose 20, 30 pounds and they're a little wobbly on their feet. Or I mean,
yeah,
Michael Pascal was even getting you with a couple of shots there. So
yeah.
kind of just go give us the rundown. What was going through your head? Because you got that knockout in the second round. So that first round, you
Mhm.
guys were kind of throwing back and forth. Was there any moment where he maybe had you a little phase and you're like, oh crap, like I'm gonna
Uh,
fight, like this is it.
uh, yeah. I mean, when I was like, I guess kind of like bouncing in, like rhythm stepping, and he got me with a right hand. I think that was the only shot that, I mean, it didn't hurt, but that was the only shot was like, oh shit, he's hitting me hard. I'm in a fight. Okay, let's do it. Then yeah, like when we were trading, like I'm used to striking, I'm used to getting hit. And it's just like when he was striking with me, I could kind of like see his punches coming. I remember he was like he was trying to do like a little three-piece while I was on the cage, and I slipped right, caught him with a right that backed him up. So I mean, as a big dude, I move very fast. Even when I was at 260, like systems, I'm pretty. I think I'm the only light heavyweight, but I keep up with Mark Rios. Like me and him have chess matches and kickboxing all the time. I don't know if you know Joseph Felix Rodriguez. He's like a MMA fighter. He's me and him like we be going at it with volume. Like I keep up with like lighter weights in terms of speed and like movement. So that's why I'm never shy away from like being faster than my opponent when it comes to like my own weight class. But during that fight, Michael, he was a tough dude. Like I felt his strength when it came to like the grappling, and I just knew I had to be smarter. I had to be like two steps ahead. So yeah, I mean, when he hit me, I was like, oh yeah, no, we in this fight now, or let's do it. When I TKO'd him, I kind of dazed my distance with my right. I threw like a stiff jab out, and I was like, I'm in range. I got him with the right. And I know like fighter safety and all, like, I hope Michael's okay from it and all that kind of stuff. I am a humble dude when it comes to it. And yeah, I mean, I was gonna say about how we train at systems, like we train heavy jujitsu, like we train heavy grappling, and I feel like not a lot of people got to see my groundwork a little bit. They only saw a little bit of striking and stuff, but I have some a solid ground game. I have a wrestling background as well, so but I just like to throw hands too, so that's the other thing.
Yeah, you most definitely can throw those hands, DiAngelo. They're
Yeah.
very heavy. They're very heavy, as noted
Yeah.
in your last fight. So we can't wait to see those hands get in action once again, because we know that you're gonna definitely put on a show. But
Oh,
any shout outs that you wanted to give? I mean, I know you were talking about your people over at Systems Training Center, but I
yeah.
know I heard over in the background, I think maybe it was some family members. Was there any family members, anybody that made it out to your fight or for this training camp that just really pushed you to your to get this win?
Shout out to I guess my homegirl Marina, out her, like she pushed me, helped me during a long time. Shout out to my homeboy Kelvin that during training he was the one person that really pushed me over my limit. It was like D, like keep pushing, keep grinding, don't stop kind of thing. Then who else can I give a shout out to? Shout out to my sponsors, Alpha Meals. That's my boy right there. He got me ready for this fight. He the main reason why I cut like 50 pounds for it. Other family, shout out to my mom, my dad. Without them, I wouldn't be nowhere. Shout out to all my sisters and basically everybody at Systems. Like when I fight, I fight. It's not just me in there. Like I'll say that right now. It's not just me. I'm fighting with like other people that I've trained with and other people that I train with hard, and like I'm using all their tools too when I fight, and like it's not just me. I don't ever feel alone when I'm in the cage. So shout out to my Systems team, my family, and all my friends. Shout out to my boy Devin from Michigan. He caught my the live video that they took on my phone. He's been my boy since like day one. He's always been my number one supporter. He's like a brother to me. Shout out to him, and shout out to my Trinity friends too. My boy Ron, Sal, and my boy Miggy. And yeah, I mean that's about it. Shout out to my boy Michael for interviewing me. I got you. Hey,
Hey
let's
man,
go.
I appreciate the shout out, man. But it's all you, man. It's you're the reason why you're here, and you definitely deserve to get the spotlight, because I just can't wait to see the rest of your fight career show out. And you better be keeping us all updated on
I
when that
got you.
next fight is, because I'm gonna have to try and get hit up whoever organization is putting that on to try and be over there in the media corner, man, because I definitely got to get another angle of that post fight of you, and hopefully get to talk to you for the interview, because you're always an interesting character to get a few words out of, man. So I really appreciate your time
Always.
today. And I
Yeah.
appreciate your time over at the Royal Combat event, man. I know right after that win, you were wanting to go get some tacos, go munch
Bro.
down, So
Oh,
I
man.
understand I
I was
understand
ready
you
to
coming.
eat. Yeah.
I understand you coming over to me, man, and I really appreciate that you came over to me, talked to me, and and then enjoyed your meal. But man, just these last couple just these last couple of questions here, and then we're going to be on our way here. I know you're a busy man, you got your own things going on, but was there anything that you had going on in your life, maybe outside of fighting, that you really wanted to put some light on? I know you told me you were a student, if you had a job at Panera as well. Was there
Oh
anything that
yeah.
you maybe were highlighting, that you kind of really, you're putting a lot of work in outside the cage, that you wanted to kind of give the fans some notice to?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on becoming more of a coach figure too, like privates and all that, like teaching kids or like young adults to learn how to fight. Back when I was growing up, just a little quick rundown. I always got bullied when I was a kid, so learning how to box, which was my first sport, really showed like I can have confidence in myself and protect myself. So that's something I'm also working on the side hustle. Just want to make kids and adults feel more comfortable when it comes to defending themselves and all that kind of stuff. Panera is like a side thing just for money to get the bills out the way, but like I work hard and yeah, that's about it, bro. Like yeah,
Yeah, you're most definitely a very busy man. You got the student life, you got the work life,
man,
and then you got the MMA life, man. So I really appreciate you hopping on this interview once
I got
again.
you, bro.
You're the man, and yeah, that's really all I got for you today, DiAngelo. But whenever that next fight news is coming, you know that MLH Media and Valley Fight News, we're gonna be the first ones reporting on it, because we definitely want to see you get back
Yes,
in the cage,
sir.
man.
No, I'll
But
let you know first, bro. I got you.
all right. Oh, that nice little exclusive. I like it, man. So, this is DiAngelo Williams of Systems Training Center, and this is Michael Hernandez of MLH Media Valley Fight News, and we are going to be signing out here in this interview. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day today.